Good evening, guys. Welcome. Welcome to session number 10. It is a lot warmer, and I am very pleased to see actually quite a lot of you still joining in today. I suspected wrong, seemingly, that a lot of you would be going off to barbecues and meeting up with friends in people's gardens and things like that, which we're obviously now allowed to do. But I'm glad that you are here with me for this one. So it's pretty warm in here in the gym today, so I have gone full John McEnroe with the headband and everything. What we are working on is some of the strength work that we actually started with. So if you didn't do it, don't worry, guys. If you weren't here for the first few sessions, doesn't matter. If you were here for the first few sessions, hopefully you do have kind of a record of how well you did at some of the strength workouts. We're going to work on, I think it was week 2. I'm not 100% sure on that one. The strength work that we did in week 2. If you have a record of how you did that in that workout, I want you to dig that out, see what score you got, and that's the score you're going to try and beat today. But before we get to that, we've got to get warmed up. So I suppose we'd best get started. So as has become almost tradition now, we're going to go straight into a walkout as our first part of our warm-up. So I want you to walk out into press up position. I want you to make one press up and then back up onto your feet. And I want you to go for that for 1 minute, okay? For 1 minute. So it's that walk out, one press up, and then back up onto your feet each time. So again, that walk out, once you're in that press up position, drop down, chest onto the floor, press back up, and then walk your hands back to your back on your feet. If you need to, drop to the knees. It is still the warm up. If you absolutely need to, bring your knees in and come into that bum in the air version of a press up, which again is slightly easier again. Your other alternatives is if you feel that you're going to really struggle doing press ups as you go through, elevate your hands. So once your hands are on a higher surface, it makes a press up a little bit easier as well. So you can throw that in as an alternative in there. You will have plenty of time to grab yourselves water at different stages, because like I say, it is warm today. Last couple of seconds of that one. All I want you to come into is just going to be just a reverse lunge, just alternating sides. So just drop one knee onto the floor, come back up. We're not looking at speed on this one. I just want you to go for a couple of reps on each side. We're just going to go for 30 seconds, and then we're going to stay on that one. We're going to stay on one knee, because that's going to take us to the next part of our warm-up. Good. Just keep alternating. Nice gentle pace. Okay, from there, drop one knee onto the floor, keep it on the floor. And what I want you to do is you're going to straighten your front leg, but first you're then going to push forward into your hip flexor stretch. So the leg that's behind, you should be feeling a stretch across that hip flexor. As soon as you feel that stretch, I want you to push back, lean forward, and you'll feel a stretch on the hamstring on the opposite leg. So you'll be feeling it on the leg that's in front. And then it's basically rock between those two. So hip flexor stretch, hamstring, hip flexor, hamstring, hip flexor, hamstring. Now again, if you're on a hard floor, I've got a rubber floor here underneath me, so that's actually not too bad. But if you're on like a hard floor, wooden floor, laminate floor, tile floor, don't be afraid, grab a cushion, pop that underneath your knee, make it a bit more comfortable. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, that rock forward, hip flexor, rock back, hamstring, hip flexor, hamstring, hip flexor, hamstring. We're just going to work between those. You're not trying to tear the muscle off the bone. You're not going as far as you possibly can. You're just feeling a gentle stretch, and then you're swapping position. Gentle stretch, swap position. This is good. Keep going. We're going to go for about a minute, so you've got about another 20 seconds. If you feel like you want to do a little bit extra on the other side, just swap again. That's fine. I'm going to swap again myself. Last 10 seconds. Again, it's that forward and back. Feeling that stretch. Hamstring. There, hip flexor, there. Okay, from there, drop yourself onto all fours. We're going to come into camel and cat, so that arch and round of the back. Just creating that shape through the spine. We're not trying to force the movement anyway. Just there. Feel free to pretend you're in a Cardi B video. This is where I'm very glad you guys were on mute. Can't hear anybody singing along. That's it. And then from there, we're going to come into thread the needle. And thread the needle is one hand stays planted, one hand reaches underneath the body, and then that same hand reaches up to the sky. So we twist underneath the body, then twist up to the sky. It's that twist in and out. And we're going to go just alternate, do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. So it's that reach underneath as far as you can, and then reach up to the ceiling, to the sky. Some of you guys may be outdoors in the garden if your Wi-Fi stretches that far. That's it, guys. Keep going. You still got another 20-ish seconds, so keep moving through that one. Keep moving through that one. Do 5 on the right, 5 on the left, and keep swapping. Okay, so once you've done 10, don't just stop. Just keep swapping side. Another 10 seconds. I was very jealous of our O2 Touch team last night. Got to see them out playing for the first time, but I had to experience that through photos. Couldn't join myself. I was working last night, unfortunately. But I am really looking forward to my first session tomorrow. Okay, guys, relax. Grab yourself a drink. So, like I said, we're going to work on strength, and it's going to be a 10-minute circuit. Okay, a 10-minute circuit. We're going to go for split squats, some prone swimmers, and also some narrow grip press ups. Those are our 3 exercises. So I'll quickly demo the 3 exercises. So you're going to go split squats, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Try not to fall over, and do 10 reps where the knee comes to the floor and back up. So 10 reps. As soon as you've done 10 reps, you're going to do the same thing. Do 10 reps on the other side. From there, you're then going to come onto your belly. You're going to do 20 prone swimmers. That's lift your hands up, reach back, stretch out. That's 1 rep. Hands up, reach out, and that's squeeze back each time. You're going to do 20 reps of those. As soon as you've done 20 reps, you're then going to do 10 narrow grip press ups. So hands narrower than your shoulders, chest to the floor, back up for a set of 10. So it's 10 on each leg, 20 prone swimmers, and 10 narrow grip press ups. You're going to work through as many rounds as possible in the space of 10 minutes. Okay, now because of some of the strength work, I know some of you guys won't have done it before. I want you to really focus on the movement quality. Okay, so I don't want you to rush this. I don't want you to absolutely slam yourself into the wall with this one. I want you to push, yes, but really focus on the movement quality above all else. Okay, so we're going to go for that in about 10 seconds. So again, the split squats, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back for 10 reps. Your prone swimmers for 20 reps. That's stretch out, squeeze back. And then your narrow grip press ups for 10 reps. Going in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Off we go. So it's 10 minutes, start to finish. So again, just work your way through. And again, try and maintain a certain amount of movement quality. So if you are touching the floor on every rep on the first set, you should also be touching the floor on every other set that you do. If you start making it easier for yourself, you're not getting a true account of where you're at. Now, at any stage through this, if you need to rest, absolutely rest. We want to maintain that movement quality. So you rest where you need to. Hopefully, for those of you that have been coming consistently for the last 10, 11 weeks, that have been putting sort of the efforts in over the last 10, 11 weeks, you should see an improvement on where you were when we first did this one. And hopefully that puts you in a fairly decent spot for being back at training. So again, after the split squats, you've got your prone swimmers. That is from there, hands off the floor, reach back, squeezing your elbows as if you're trying to get them to touch behind your back, stretch out, squeeze, stretch out, squeeze. Each time, and that's 20 reps. And then narrow grip press ups, so that's hands narrower than your shoulders. Now they don't have to be touching You don't have to be all the way in. As long as they are narrower than your shoulders are, that's narrow enough. Now again, with the movement quality here, if you've started on your toes, I want you to stay on your toes all the way through. Even if that means you have to rest in the middle of a set. So if you can do 3, then you have to stop and shake out your arms, do another 2, stop, shake out your arms, do another 2, stop, shake out your arms. How many is that? That's 7. So then on the final 3, that's absolutely fine, okay? But you must do them all on your toes. If you started on your knees, stay on your knees. So again, you maintain a similar level of movement quality all the way through. You don't make it easier halfway through this initial block, okay? What we've got for our strength work, or sorry, not our strength work, our high intensity interval training afterwards is really simple. It's a 5-minute circuit. We're going to go through 3 rounds, so it's 15 minutes of hard work, basically. There's lots of variations and things we can do to make it more effective as we go through, but for that, it's going to be based off the same 5 exercises, keeping it nice and simple. Now, again, I'll quickly run through them again for you. So again, 10 split squats per side. When you've done 10 split squats per side, you then straight down onto your belly. You're going for 20 prone reaches, those prone swimmers. Those here who are competent swimmers might realize it doesn't look much like a breaststroke, but it's closer than any other movement that we do. And then you've got your 10 narrow grip press-ups all the way through. Trying to keep your arms pinned or as close to your sides as they can. Now again, like I say, rest where you need to. It's about strength, it's about movement quality. So take frequent rests. What I would say is try to keep your rests short. So anytime you do take a rest, try and go for 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds at a push, and then get going again. Because the key thing is here, the timer continues to count, okay? So the timer keeps going no matter what. And it's going to be 10 minutes altogether, okay? So 10 minutes. We are already 4 minutes gone. So you've got 6 minutes left to go. You're almost halfway through at this stage. I'm just realizing myself, obviously I'm reminding you guys to drink water, but I'm realizing as I've had a couple of sips of that bottle of that I've got over there, I haven't had nearly enough water myself. So now it's going down very, very quickly. So 4.5 minutes gone. We're almost at that halfway point. Okay, we're almost at that halfway point. I'll go through a full round myself. I may as well do at least one, shouldn't I? Lead by example and all that. So again, 10 per side. Halfway through the first exercise and I'm already regretting saying I do at least one round. So again, as like I say, the Spartans, we're lucky enough we've had our rugby program has restarted. I hope the Hurricanes, the Roundheads, everybody and those and that are around the UK involved in IGR gets a chance to play soon. And obviously, I know some of the rules are slightly different in Wales and Scotland, and back at home in Ireland, things are a little bit different. There's 20. There we go. Getting myself a reminder as to why I don't join in most of the way through. So again, I've got my 10 narrow grip press ups. So that one round took me just under 2 minutes. So again, we're not going to talk huge amounts of rounds. You know, even at your fastest, I imagine the maximum anybody's going to do would be 10 rounds. You might squeeze in a bit more, who knows? But again, the split squats, really useful exercise. Any single leg exercise actually is quite a useful one. Reason being, we don't tend to double jump our way around in rugby, no matter which code you play. You know, most exercises are done on one foot. Oh, nice. Are done on one foot, whether it is turning, whether it is sprinting. It is, you know, 1 foot at a time. There's not that same push. Good news is though, you are almost 7.5 minutes in. So that puts us 3/4 of the way through, just shy of 3/4 of the way through. So now at this stage, even if fatigue's starting to play a part, now I want you to try and push a little bit more into that fatigue. So where you might have given yourself a rest because you had almost 10 minutes left to go, now I want you to really shorten that rest. So those 30-second rests, drop them down to 25 or 20. Those 20-second rests, drop them down to 15 or even 10 seconds. Even if it's just taking a breath and then you go again. We're trying to squeeze in as many rounds as possible. For those of you that do have a score to compare to from a few weeks back, from a month or two ago, okay, you've got those opportunities now to actually try and beat that. Have that score in mind wherever you scribbled it down, whether it was a piece of paper or a note on your phone. You know, hopefully at least some of you have done that. If you haven't, don't panic. As long as you work hard on this one, you'll get a realistic score. You just won't necessarily know whether or not you've improved because you're got nothing to compare it to. 90 seconds remain. 90 seconds remain on this one. It's looking good. So we're going to stick with some basic exercises for the HIIT training, but it's about, well, like it says on the tin, it's about bringing that intensity, that high intensity to it. Don't worry, you will get a rest before it. So again, we're not going to rush straight into the high intensity interval training. What we are going to do first, we are going to come into a 2-minute rest, at least a 2-minute rest. So now that you've got 55 seconds remaining, okay, so you've got less than a minute to go, now you can really start pushing. Again, we still want to maintain that high quality movement, okay, so we don't want to suddenly let that movement become sloppy. It wants to look the exact same as it did in the first round, okay? It might be a little bit slower, but apart from that, it should look the exact same. The form should be as immaculate as you can make it, okay? So it's not about being perfect, but it is about being as perfect as you can be during this one. You've got 25 seconds remaining, 25 seconds remaining. All the way to the end. Like I say, you got at least 2 minutes of rest before we move into the next one. The next circuit, okay, is dead simple. It's 5 exercises that will cover a total body workout. And bonus for you guys, there are 0 burpees. There are no burpees in today's workout, okay? There are no burpees in today's workout whatsoever. We are finished. Okay, guys, time there. That's 10 minutes. Time. Your 2 minutes rest, or at least 2 minutes rest, starts now. So for those of you that did have a score to compare to, scribble it down on a piece of paper, scribble down what you got to. Let me know, on your Instagram stories. Let me know, message me at Neil Gallagher Training on Instagram, on Facebook after this session. Let me know whether you beat that previous score or not. I'll be curious to see how much improvement that you will have made over the last few weeks. Right, okay, guys. So we are going to move into our high intensity interval training. Like I said, it's 5 exercises, dead simple, okay, but it's going to be a total body workout. So you're going to work every part of your body. The circuits themselves, dead simple. You're going to do 3 rounds, okay? Your first round is going to be 30 seconds of work, followed by 30 seconds of rest. Your second round will be 45 seconds of work, followed by 15 seconds of rest. And your final round will be 60 seconds of each exercise, 0 rest, then you just move into it flat out. You'll get a minute rest in between each round. So it's 5 minutes per round, minutes rest, and then we move into the next one. So while that's running, let me reset that. Let me get the timer ready. Where's my timer disappeared to? There it is. and 30. Okay, that's ready to go. So first exercise, dead simple, guys, is just going to be high knees. You can swap that out for jumping jacks, spotty dogs, something that gets you moving and gets your heart rate up. So high knees, dead simple, just on the spot, driving those knees up above waist height every single time. So drive those arms hard and as fast as you can on the spot. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. We've had our 2 minutes of rest. We're in bonus time, bonus rest. So let's get ourselves ready. We're going to go in for this in 5 seconds time. So high knees in 5 seconds time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Off we go. So again, high knees, hard as you can. 30 seconds. Drive those arms hard and fast as you can. During the 30 seconds of rest, just make sure you can see the camera, because that's when I'll be demoing the next exercise. Just cross it over. Okay, we're going to come into a scalar squat next. We should still be doing high knees. That's 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, guys, your next exercise, skitter squat. So again, you're going to explode from side to side. And it's that push off one foot into the other. Now, if you don't have the room to do an explosion out each side, we turn it into a curtsy lunge. That's step across and step back each time, okay? So if you don't have the room, we do the curtsy, but if you do have the room, explode off each foot each time. 3, 2, 1, let's go, off we go. That's exercise number 2. So again, if you don't have the room to explode, just turn into that little crossover lunge. So curtsy lunge is known as a crossover, drop down. So a small crossover. You're not trying to get yourself tied in knots. It's just a little cross, down and back up. 30 seconds only. Last couple of seconds, all the way to the end. Time. Okay, guys, time. Your next one is going to be a mountain climber. There's 3 options for this one. You can go straight forward, where it goes underneath the body. You can go cross body, where it goes underneath and across, or you can go wide mountain climber, where your foot lands flat, swap, swap, swap. Whichever one you prefer out of those 3, that is your option for this one. Ready, and let's go. Off we go. So mountain climbers for the next 30 seconds. So again, knees underneath the body, knees cross over underneath the body, or flat foot, okay? So wide mountain climber. Each one of them challenges it in a slightly different way. Use the one that gets your heart rate up the most. Last couple of seconds. Time, okay guys, time. A little bit of a chance to rest. We've got our squat to high kick as your next exercise, okay? So it's just going to be deep squat, kick up to the side, deep squat, kick up to the side, okay? So again, deep squat, big kick, deep squat, big kick. Alternate which leg that you kick with each time. When you kick, try and kick with a straight leg or a mostly straight leg, so you do get a little bit of hamstring stretch each time you kick up. 2, 1, let's go, off we go. So hopefully all of these should be keeping the heart rate up. The 30-30 is our easy round. So obviously we reduce the rest and up the amount of work in the second round. And obviously the final round is the hardest of all, where there's 0 rest for just a 5-minute block. So less than 10 seconds left in this one. Let's keep working. Next one's going to be upper body. Time. Okay, guys, final one, upper body. You can go from the knees, but it is press and rotate. So it's 1 press up. As you come up, twist to one side, press up, twist to the other side. Press up and twist. If you want to go from the knees, same exercise, you just need to bend your knees underneath. So it comes up. As you come up, twist onto one side, come back down, twist onto the other side so that your legs don't get in the way. Last couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go, off we go. So again, like I say, you'll get a minute to rest at the end of this one. And we're going to go through the same circuit, but we're going to up the amount of time. Let's keep working, okay? So this is the last round, the final round of the first block. The final exercise of the first round, maybe I should say. Let's keep working. 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, guys, you get a minute to recover. You get a minute to recover. So what's going to happen in the next one is going to be 45 seconds on. We start with the high knees, same as we did before. We've got that skitter squat or the curtsy lunge, whichever alternative you use. Your mountain climbers, etc. You've got all different variations. So you can push yourself as hard as you can with the exercise you're best suited to, okay? So you've done about 30 seconds of your rest. You've got about another 30 seconds to go. Where is my other timer? Where to put it? There we go. So 45 seconds is what we are looking for. 45 and 15 seconds to recover. Okay, so again, we're still getting that minute to rest. We can start off high knees. Now, if you want to make that a slightly more intense, okay, so again, obviously the increase in the time makes it more intense, but if you want to make it even more intense than that, you can actually use your arms straight up into the air. So it becomes, rather than just high knees, it's almost that punch up into the air. So it's making it a total body exercise. So drive your arms straight up into the air as a step up from what you did before. Going in, 5, 4, and maybe it would help if I press the play button rather than just tapping. There we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's 45 seconds of work this time. We're in those high knees. I want you driving those knees up hard and fast as you can. Now your waist, the narrowest point between your ribs and your hips, I tend to use belly button height. It's higher than you think it's going to be. So you've got to really drive those knees up high. You don't want to see knees down here. That's just jogging on the spot. I want to see knees driving right up. You got to really spring up. Alternatively, if you're not doing high knees, you could be doing jumping jacks. You could be doing, and you could be doing spotty dogs, that exaggerated march on the spot, driving those arms and legs. Any one of those options is fine, as long as you are working hard. You've only got a couple of seconds to rest, 15 seconds to rest in between the rounds. Time. Okay, guys, first rest. First rest. You're going to come into that skater squat next. That spin from side to side. You twist across or pivot. Pivot. Either or, whichever you want. Off we go. Let's go. 45 seconds. At 15 seconds surprised me even. So again, that spring. If you can, make it nice and explosive. Now, what's quite good, they both have the benefits. So if you're doing that curtsy lunge, just gives a little bit of a challenge to some of the ligaments and tendons, get your hips moving from side to side, which of course we need in rugby. But then as well, when you're doing the explosive version, you're getting your hip side to side, but you're also involving your core, making it as explosive as you can, keeping that bodily control. 2, 1, time. Guys, you've got your mountain climbers, okay? So again, your mountain climbers, your 3 options: under and across, and wide. Whichever you want. 2, 1, let's go. Off we go. So again, that mountain climber as quick and fast as you can. Let's have a little look, see how people are doing. It looks all right to me. Let's say keep working. In and across the body, 45 seconds of work. So that round intensity goes up. Keep moving. And again, if you find one harder and you're doing the harder option and you're just getting exhausted, bring it to the easier option and keep moving. That's what we want you to do. You're over 2/3 of the way through. Let's keep it working. Keep it working. The next one's going to be your squat and high kick. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, guys, 15 seconds. You got that squat and high kick. So again, deep squat, big drive up, big kick up into the air each time. Nice and explosive, nice and dynamic on the way up. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for it. Off we go. So with that kick, try and do it as part of the squat, okay? So it becomes down, and as you come up, you're already lifting the leg. What I don't want to see is a squat and then a kick. It's trying to blur the lines rather between the two exercises as much as you can. Deep squat, high kick, deep squat, high kick each time. We're looking good though. 20 seconds remaining, 25 seconds gone. And again, as regards intensity goes, that's probably, or at least in my opinion, the easiest one to keep that intensity up on, to keep that effort level up on. Might be a little bit of recovery for your body. See your heart rate come down, or maybe not go as high. Rest there, you got 15 seconds. We've got our final one in the circuit, which again is that one press up, rotate. One press up and rotate each time. That's your next one. Going in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Let's go. So again, that press up and twist, press up and rotate. What you've got at the end of this, you'll have a minute to recover again. To get your heart rate down before we go for the final round, where we dig deep and we go for 5 solid minutes. That's tough, okay? That is tough. But I want you to try and push into that as much as you can. 5 seconds, no, sorry guys, we're giving you false hope there, false hope. 10 seconds left to go. It was 15 whenever I accidentally said 5. Keep working. 5 this time. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay guys, you get a minute to recover. You get a minute to recover. Oops, got rid of my timer there by accident. There we go. Okay guys, so a minute to recover. The final round, so get yourself a drink now at this stage. Get yourself a drink. I'm just setting my timer up. It is 1 minute per exercise. It's the last time you've got to do it. Now remember, with all the alternatives, so again, like the high knees, the jumping jacks, the spotty dogs, you can actually swap them as often as you need to. Okay, you can swap them as often as you need to. So you can actually go from high knees into a jumping jack, back to high knees, into spotty dogs, back to high knees, as long as you keep moving at a high intensity. Your goal is to try and keep moving for a high intensity as much as you can. Okay, we've got about another 20 seconds. Okay, so if you have been sat down, start bringing yourself back up onto your feet. This is the last 5 minutes, okay? There is nothing else after this. We are done on this one with only one final session left to go next week. And if the weather is to be believed, we might be being snowed upon. Who'd believe it after today? Okay, guys, get yourselves ready. So we're starting off with those high knees, hard as you can, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So 60 seconds, 60 seconds. This is the final 5 minutes. Each exercise for 60 seconds, and that's it. You're going to swap quick as you can. You just change over quick as you can. Most of these exercises will lend themselves quite well to being swapped over. So again, remember, high knees, you're driving, okay? You're not, I don't want you to slow down to a pace that you kind of maintain. I want you to actually attack that pace hard as you can. Really going for it the whole way through. You're 30 seconds in with 30 seconds left to go. Now in the first round, you'd already be finished, but not this round. This is where we up that intensity. We try and get even more out of the workout. We try and get even more out of every single exercise. I see you got your explosive skater squat. I forgot the name of it for a second. Or your curtsy lunge in 3, 2, 1. Let's change. So again, that swap over, that twist, off we go. Let's go. So we're into that skater squat now. Let me turn this volume up so you guys can hear the beep. There we go. So we're working our way through it. Me, I'm looking forward to having somebody to pass this to. 30 seconds in, 30 seconds to go. Your next exercise again is your mountain climbers. But for now, you're either doing that explosive skater squat or that little curtsy, little twist move. So again, it's that side to side. What you're doing is getting your hips to stabilize that movement, because sport is played in 3D. We don't play just forward and back. We don't play just side to side. We play in all directions. Guys, last couple of seconds and we're into that mountain climber. Go, off we go. So we're into those mountain climbers. So press up position, knees underneath, knees with a twist, or wide foot each time. Whichever one you choose, keep it up for 1 minute. If you need to swap, swap, but keep working. Okay, now this is the third exercise. So when we're halfway through this, you are halfway through the full circuit. So I'll let you know when you're past halfway. Okay, I will let you know when you're past halfway. You're almost there though, almost there. You're actually over halfway if you count the entire workout, but in this final block. There you go. You're 2.5 minutes in. You've got 2.5 minutes left to go. You've already done 2 of the final exercises. They are never to be done again. 20 seconds. You've then got your squat and high kick. Keep those mountain climbers going. Keep those mountain climbers going. You've still got another 11 seconds. We're going to swap over into that squat and high kick in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Let's go. So squat, high kick, squat, high kick each time. Big drive up as much as you can. It's 1 minute. That's all it is. 1 minute to the end. Oh, sorry, 1 minute to the end of this one. You've got your final one, which is your press up and rotate. Your press up and rotate. If anybody wants to push themselves even harder, you can swap out the press up and rotate for a set of burpees. I don't know anybody who's going to voluntarily do that. I wouldn't. 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds. Final 20. Count you down, into your press up and rotate as the last exercise. We've got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up and rotate. Off we go. Let's go. Final 60 seconds. Quick change. Press up and rotate. Press up and rotate. Remember, you can go on the toes. You can go on the knees. It is up to you. It is up to you what you do with it. 40 seconds left. Okay, so every round you've done so far, you have done more than this. Okay, you've done more than this. So there you go. That's 30 seconds in. So even our easiest round, okay, you've got not even that easy round. You've not even got that length of time left. 21 seconds to go. I'm not going to wrap it. I'm not going to wrap it. I'll be showing the age again. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. We are finished. We are finished. There we go. Just turn the timer off. Fantastic. Okay, guys. Well done tonight for joining in. Thank you for joining me. I am, as always, very grateful to have you here. I'm actually very impressed as well. I genuinely thought I wasn't going to have anybody with all the nice weather. So again, thank you for making that a nice surprise for me. We have one more of our lockdown sessions next week, next Tuesday, because the following week the gyms will be reopened, and unfortunately, I will have other priorities at that stage as well. But for now, guys, enjoy getting back into rugby if your teams are getting that restarted in the next couple of weeks. And until next week, I'll see you later. This is Neil signing off.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Neil.
Cheers, Neil. Thank you.
Cheers, Neil.
Cheers, guys.